Welcome back to CCFC, the Kieran Carlin football channel, the channel that you watch when you're eating lunch. Today on Premier League predictions, we have our second guest after Sunny's episode was null and void because the Queen died. It's John!
Hey, welcome myself. I'm welcoming myself.
How would you rate out of 10 your predicting knowledge?
Well, I quite literally did a Premier League predictions last week and got 1 out of 10 right. So I'd give myself a solid 1 out of 10.
I think I only got 2 last week, to be fair. It was a difficult week, but there were some unexpected results. But will it be unexpected against... That's terrible English. Bournemouth, Leicester.
Will it be unexpected, Kieran? Oh, wow.
Will the game be will it even happen?
Well, I got slated for my opinion on Bournemouth last week, so I'm going to say Bournemouth are very good at football. But no, they have had a decent start. Leicester got that result, though, against Nottingham Forest last night as a recording.
It does feel like a turning point.
Feels like a turning point. It feels like Maddison wants that World Cup spot and he might drag Leicester up with him. I think it's an interesting game. Leicester, 4 points, still in the relegation zone. It's a tough one, mate. How do you see it going?
Well, I've got the form tables up here. I'm all about form. Nearly won an acca on the weekend. Didn't in the last minute, but we'll move past that. I was almost right. Bournemouth are unbeaten in 4. Only winning 1, and that was against Forest, because everyone will beat Forest. I think Leicester win 2-1.
Ooh, okay. I think it'll be a tight game as well. Leicester have been leaking goals, but I'm going to say 1-1. I think Bournemouth at home might be able to hold out. Yeah,
okay.
1-1.
I didn't see that coming. Now we move over to Stamford Bridge. Okay, the second best team in Fulham.
Exactly.
It's Chelsea Wolves. Now, on this channel, I have an agenda against Wolves, and they have sacked Bruno Lage. Thoughts? Right decision? Wrong decision?
It's interesting. They haven't. Their XG basically comes from goal kicks. Like they don't create chances, and they've signed a 50-year-old man to put the ball in the net.
They're so dull.
They're so dull. They're so dull. But new manager bounce. Could be exciting if they get it. You know, we could see something. Chelsea obviously a little bit ropey, still finding their feet under Potter. But you'd expect Chelsea at home, especially getting that last-minute winner against Palace to get the result. I'd probably go ahead and say 3-1 Chelsea. I think that Raheem Sterling's going to get a brace. I think they'll get the win.
Wolves see a goal. I didn't see that coming. I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea. I reckon it won't be the prettiest game. It won't be it'll be like the Crystal Palace game. It won't be the most convincing Chelsea performance because they haven't had a single convincing performance this season. I'd quite like Potter to do well, but not there, which is a problem. But yeah, I reckon that's a nailed on Chelsea win. Who's Wolves' caretaker manager for the game? Let's have a look. Steve Davis and James Collins. That's not the James Collins, is it? Ginger James Collins. It's just a bloke. It's just a bloke.
We changed his name. It's confusing.
It's like a Pokemon. It's the middle evolution, and he's the middle one, and the final one is Sean Dyche. Right, next game is the wonderful Manchester City, the only unbeaten team, I believe, against Southampton, who are 3 L's on the bounce. Okay, surely there's only one result here.
Yeah. I mean, I think we see Haaland just do some ridiculous... I mean, it's ridiculous. You couldn't probably have a better game. I mean, you could. I don't think they could play United again. But still, it's Southampton. I mean, they're a good team. They're not terrible. They set up all right. But they love a 9-0 loss. And they haven't had one yet. And Haaland's a robot.
Oh, that is a good point. See, Southampton are our bogey team. I think it was last season. They were the only team, them and Crystal Palace, that we didn't beat. But I feel like it's different now because we have a robot. I'm not going to take the piss here, but I might go 8-0. I'm doing it. I'm going 8-0.
I swear to God. You're going 8-0?
Yeah, 8-0. It's got to happen at some point.
Go on then. How many does Haaland get?
Haaland gets 4, 5. Aguero did it against Newcastle once, so it's possible.
Surely you're triple captaining Haaland then. Is this the game?
I'm gonna finally use it this week. I've bottled it because I'm convinced that as soon as I do use it, he won't score.
Just do both his ACLs in one game. God, 8-0. I've got to throw something out there. I just don't see a world in which Southampton can compete in this game. I'm going to go 5-1 Manchester City.
We have not kept many clean sheets at all.
No, that's where I think. Yeah, I think you will concede, but it won't be at any point in the match where it matters.
Now we move over to St James's Park. The Saudi-funded Newcastle are against Brentford. Will they decapitate Ivan Toney?
One thing I don't understand, I need someone to explain this to me who's a Brentford fan in this comment section right now. Why do you sing Hey Jude after games? Isn't that from Liverpool?
Yeah, but we also sing like no 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 City. So we do it as well.
Why? I don't understand. Well, that's more of a chant.
We just like music.
Just like music. Getting back to the prediction side, I mean, Newcastle just battered Fulham. And Brentford, was it 0-0? What did Brentford produce? I can't even remember.
It was a 0-0 draw with Bournemouth.
Yeah, boring game.
Really exciting. I actually turned off match of the day at that point.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, Brentford have got a decent XG this season. Newcastle at home. Newcastle were sort of lacklustre before Fulham. They'd had about 7 games without a win, I think, and then they obviously destroyed Fulham. So I'm going to go 3-2 Newcastle. Let's make it exciting. Why not?
Oh, that's a shout. I am feeling like Newcastle will get their second win. They had 5 draws out of 6 previous, and which is absolutely insane. I'm going to go for 2-1 Newcastle. Relatively similar scoreline, just with less goals. Brighton, high-flying Brighton against tricky buggers Tottenham.
God, you'd expect Tottenham to have a bounce. They just lost the North London derby. They looked pretty poor compared to Arsenal. But obviously Brighton, new manager, just scored 3 at Anfield, right? So, I mean, go either way, really. I mean, deserve it goals against Conte, isn't it, really? Who doesn't like football goals, really.
Yeah, he does hate the concept of joy.
Yeah, it's just, if he could play 9 at the back and get away with it, I'm sure he would. But no, obviously they have a decent forward line as well. I'm struggling with this one. I am struggling. You'd think Tottenham would come back, but obviously Brighton have got this new manager. I'm smelling a draw.
Oh, is Kulusevski going to be back? That's what I need to know. 2 weeks. Oh, Brighton, you're winning this one. It's 2-1 to Brighton.
2-1 Brighton, back-to-back defeats.
Gravy train keeps on going. Ah! That's a seagull noise that I like to make when I mention Brighton.
That was amazing. No, I can't have this. I think Tottenham 2-1 win. I think it'll be too much for Brighton. I think we'll just get a Conte performance here and they'll bounce back. They are a good side. I think personally they're a shoo-in for top 4, so I can't see them going back-to-back defeats here. I think they'll get a result. 2-1 Spurs. Harold Kane will score and Richarlison.
Oh, I actually might change it to 2-2. I'm going 2-2 actually. I bottled it. Go for a draw. Stinks of a draw. Brighton are quite good now. I think Tottenham have that bounce back ability of playing really shit but getting a result. Crystal Palace against Leeds.
Interesting one, to be fair. Palace started the season well, but they're in a bit of if they lose this, Palace, I think they could go into the relegation zone if results don't go their way.
Pretty similar form to Leeds, actually. Past 4 games, 2 losses, 2 draws.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, Leeds have been a strange one. I don't know if you watched the Villa game, but Jesse Marsch was a very unhappy man afterwards.
He's a very angry American. I'm glad he doesn't have access to firearms.
Yes, he was fuming, saying Gerrard Ball stinks, which we might get onto later in this video. So Leeds want to play attacking football. Palace need a result. Leeds probably can't afford to lose it either. It's a difficult one to call, Kieran.
I'm going to go for Crystal Palace at home. I think Crystal Palace win. I'm going to go 2-1 Palace. I enjoy Leeds, but with Jesse Marsch, it is very much... it feels less tactics and more like, I believe in you guys, go on, do it. And that can only go well for so long. And I just feel like this run of form isn't changing here. 2-1 to Crystal Palace.
Do you know what? I'm going to disagree with you. I can see Palace coming into some trouble, Kieran. I think they're a good side and they'll be fine. But I can just see the headlines of Vieira being under pressure. I reckon Leeds might do it. I think Leeds 2-1.
Leeds wins have come at both at home, so good luck with that one.
God.
West Ham versus your Fulham.
The Whites! The big shagging Whites! Is Mitrovic's foot okay?
Silva said it was too early and suggested it was a reoccurrence of the issue he had whilst away on international duty.
The thing is he is one of those players that he's just closer to a brick than human. Like, he will somehow be fit. Like, he's just so solid. I just feel like he'll recover at a quicker rate than most other human beings could do. With Palhinha coming back to the side, I think that was the reason that Fulham got turned over by Newcastle. Chalobah decided to start his first game for Fulham in a year and just get sent off within 4 minutes and just fuck it off and have a shower. So Palhinha in the side is a difference maker. West Ham playing Thursday night in Europe. I'm backing the Whites. I'm going 2-1 Fulham.
I'm going to go with the exact same scoreline. I don't feel like West Ham I think beating Wolves is like beating up someone in a wheelchair. It's just not fair, and you're always going to win. I'm going to go for the same result. I'm going to go for 2-1 to the mighty Whiteys. I'm basing that on Scamacca. He got his goal, but it was an accident, really. It just fell to him and he pinged it. I've seen Alex do that at 5-a-side. It's a fluke. I fully believe in form and trends and patterns. And you lose, win, lose, win, lose, win. You lost your previous one. So, in my mind, the universe will dictate a win for Fulham. It can't possibly go on like that till the end of the season, but I will believe it until it doesn't. West Ham, they're just uninspiring. It's just the same team. It's not like, oh, I've bought new players, let's try and play them. He plays them for 20 minutes, doesn't get what he wants out of them, and then puts Antonio back on up front. And I don't think the last game was a catalyst for him changing that. So 2-1 to Fulham. Now we go on to a humongous game. What a Sunday it is for football. Arsenal against Liverpool.
What a game. What a game. I mean, if Mickey Arteta's Arsenal can get a result here, we've got to put them in the title challengers bracket. We have to. They've got to be... I know it's early days, but if they turn over Liverpool, I know it's a bad Liverpool, but it's still Liverpool. I think if they get a result, it's kind of scary. I mean, I think we all agree City are probably going to walk the league, but Arsenal have been the second best team and Liverpool have been shite. They've been very shite.
I think Arsenal are going to win. They are on an absolute mission. They played well against Tottenham, but I also feel like that result also felt inevitable because Tottenham hadn't actually played particularly well. And then as soon as Kulusevski wasn't there, I was like, well, that's that done. The United loss didn't shake them. And Liverpool really are just bad at the moment. They've only lost one game, but any danger of winning a game? Not that I want you to. Actually, I want you to win this game. I take that back. But I don't think you will. Arsenal at home is going to be absolutely rocking. You can't beat a bit of belief. And it's seeping through the crowd into the team. They shouldn't be playing the midfielder they are playing, which I cannot name for legal reasons. And Arteta did say he's been having a tricky time lately with everything going on. I wonder how the victim feels. I'm going to go for 2-0 Arsenal.
2-0 to Arsenal. Wow. I agree with everything you've said. And do you know, even when Arsenal lost to Manchester United, I watched that game. They dominated. I think they win that game 9 out of 10 times if they replay it. But saying that, Liverpool need something. Another loss here would lead them to be so mid-table, and I can't see it. So I'm going to sit on the fence and say 2-2 draw. I think Arsenal will dominate the game, but the quality of Liverpool, they'll just have enough to get a result, and I think it will slightly stagnate Arsenal's title charge, but we'll see. 2-2.
The reasoning you're coming in with just makes me want to change my mind, and I'm gonna also go 2-2. They've only lost one game, and it was to Man United, and that's, you know, their derby conditions. Anything can happen. So I'm going to maintain their aspect of still scoring goals, and I will also go 2-2. Everton versus Manchester United next. Another very fun Sunday fixture. The Lord has praised us. He said no days off this time. He didn't have a rest this Sunday. He's going full throttle.
What time is it? Is that on at 7 p.m?
It's on at 7 o'clock.
What? That is bizarre.
There's no rules anymore.
Wow, 7 p.m. Goodness me. That's an interesting game. I would say Everton, Frank Lampard has been disrespected. Super Frank Lampard has turned Everton around. Has he not?
Only one loss.
Ooh, only one loss. And that midfield, the man, Iwobi is a centre midfielder. Kieran, I can't believe it. I cannot believe where did that come from? He saw Iwobi trying to dribble and went, no, Iwobi. No, Iwobi. Come back, Iwobi. Stop, Iwobi.
Stop that.
It's crazy.
It's not working. Let's try something else.
Let's try something else. But Iwobi, Anana, what's your name? Anana, what's your name? And Idrissa Gueye, with the most ironic name in football. That's a midfield three that is serious. It's a serious midfield three, and Lampard got a result at Southampton, 2-1 win. And Manchester United can score goals, but they concede them. But Everton don't score goals. So this could be a fat, stinking game. So I'm going to go with a stinking 1-1. A boring, stinking 1-1.
1-1 does seem like a very sensible shout. Manchester United haven't drawn a single game so far, which is incredible. 4 wins, 3 losses. And Everton have a record of drawing, and it feels like it will be the first draw. They're tricky little buggers, Lampard's Everton, but they're not prolific buggers. They've only scored more than one once, and that was against Southampton. So that is pretty tragic, I'm not gonna lie. But they're at home, and I think a draw for them is a good result. They'll fancy themselves here. The crowd will get whipped up, and then they'll be slightly humbled, and they'll probably clap them off for a 1-1 draw. And Ronaldo won't play. Actually, he'll get 10 minutes on at the end, I reckon, this time. I thought it was embarrassing that Ten Hag was like, I didn't bring him on out of respect for his career. The absolute cuckery. I can't think if that's worse than Solskjaer being like, I won't park in the boss's parking spot because it's Ferguson's spot. It's the boss. You don't park in there. Grow up. You're a grown man, you freak.
I know what you mean. The Ronaldo thing was very strange, wasn't it? Very strange. It's almost like he's treating him like he's dead. Mate, we're going to have a minute's silence at the next home game for Ronaldo, or a minute's applause. Just be sat on the bench in all black with a hood up.
I'm going to retire his shirt whilst he's still wearing it. Right. We've got Nottingham Forest, the eternal shit team, against Aston Villa, the team that somehow have picked up 2 draws and a win in the last 3 games. Yet Gerrard is under some serious pressure. I've seen Villa fans turning against him, say, you know what, it's time to go. It's bad, and I think if Aston Villa lose this, I think he's gone.
God, yeah, I think so. I mean, we are recording this after Forest have been pumped by Leicester. Steve Cooper could be gone. There's whispers and rumours of Rafa Benitez taking the reign.
Get him in.
That would be exciting. I'd like to see it. So, caveat my prediction with the fact I don't know if Rafa Benitez or Steve Cooper is going to be managing. I did see somebody say that Steve Cooper permanently looks like he's just been released from a headlock, which is just one of the best things I've ever heard. But I think if Steve Cooper's still in charge, Aston Villa might just about have enough, but it's 8 p.m. It's an exciting game for the Forest fans at home. I'm going to go 3-1 win to Forest, and Gerrard to have his little Liverpool bag and his rucksack packed, and to be walking out of Birmingham with a sad, sad face.
This is difficult. I think for me, this depends on if Cooper is there or is sacked by then. I think if Rafa comes in, I think you get a new manager bounce and he makes some tricky little buggers and it's a draw. Aston Villa are anti-football. They are dull. I can't see it turning around, to be honest. It's not going to suddenly start playing attractive football. And the potential of their squad is so much more than it's being let on right now. I'm going to assume that Forest have made a change. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Ooh, Rafa Benitez. That's what you're going off, yeah?
Jesus Christ, they've conceded a lot. Hold on a second.
Yeah, they don't have a defence.
So what's that? 4, that's 7, that's 10, that's 16. They played us. That's 18 in the last 5 games. Aston Villa have scored a whopping 3 in the past 5 games. Jesus Christ. Just a battle of morons.
Just Sunday League football at its finest. I know Forest have only got 2 centre-backs in the squad from what I've heard. At least 2 centre-backs that are fit.
They were like arguing with each other last night. It was like Morgan Gibbs-White teaching another player how to play football. It was ridiculous. I'm going to go I think that home is going to be tricky, and Aston Villa just don't have the firepower, so I am going to go for a 1-1 draw. Right, that is it. That is all the predictions for this week. Everyone in the comments, let me know your predictions. Let me know if something I said was ridiculous and stupid, or something John said was really, really clever and had very good insight. Thank you for coming on, John.
No worries. See you later, guys.
We are now about to record a video over on John's channel. You will be seeing much more of Jonathan on here, so go subscribe to him. You've definitely finished your lunch by now. It's quite a long Premier League predictions. Maybe treat yourself to an ice cream. Or if you're at work, just leave my videos on autoplay in the background, please. I will see you in the next one. Bye.